all the artists come up onto this stage. Oh, thank you, Libby. You're just fabulous. Really, I'm lucky to be working in her administration. She does let me get away with a lot of stuff, which is really sweet. But I want to bring the panelists to the dais here. I'm going to make my remarks very, very simple because really these are the stars. The theme of the cultural plan is called Belonging in Oakland, and all of these artists and activists really operationalize, realize, speak the truth about belonging, how complicated it is, how it's not just a happy face sort of, oh, we all belong. They tell the truth in their own ways. There are disability activists, Antoine Hunter. They're all activists. Food justice folks, Sita and Jocelyn. I gotta give a shout out to my dear friend, Ellen Sebastian. We were like old school together and reminiscing about being on an NA panel in the 90s where we were critiqued by the New York Times about being smart. Alex, who works with Amara and this strong African-American women feminist voice that is kicking this town's butt. So I'll just leave it at that, and Anton, you're the first.
Thank you, thank you. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, great. You know, yes, my name is Antoine Hunter. I'm an African-American deaf artist. I'm really proud about it. You know, being deaf, being African-American, at first when I walk into Oakland, my home, when I look around, I see that people value family. We value each other as the artist. We value lifting each other up. And that's how I become stronger. That's how I was able to love myself. Not just, you know, Oakland, but also my mother, single mom, wow. She was like, how can she raise a deaf child in Oakland? The community supported her, you know what I mean? And I have to say that a lot of people are trying to figure out how can deaf people express their art. Really, it's not the problem being deaf. Sometimes it's the society not listening to us. So I wonder which one is deaf, me or them? We really need to take the time to listen to each other because everyone expresses in a different way. Right now I'm using American Sign Language. That's my first language. It's really different, kind of like Spanish, you put the words in a different places, you know. And so when I express in a different way, sometimes people say, oh, you talk funny, you know, and they stop listening. But you miss the important message behind it if you don't take the time to really listen, like listen, you know? And so I use art to help people listen to each other, to listen to me and my community, you know. But there's so many ways to use art, and mine is that. Because when I was growing up doing the poetry, being poetic, people really started to walk away. But when I do things, if you put your hand like this, and you go like this, that's a sign for cold. Yeah. And so when I move around, I'm like, cold, the cold. People start to connect with that feeling. I'm feeling cold and alone. The first time I danced my solo was at Skyline High School. Doing called Skyline High School, yeah. It was cold and cold. People understood me better, connect with me better, and it saved my life. And so when I set up the Urban Jazz Dance Company, I wanted everybody to be heard. Because when you can't express yourself, you go crazy. You lose your mind. So we started learning from each other. The movement, cold and hot. If you put your hand like this, and you go up, and you move side, one more time. That was beautiful. That was my way of letting each other know that we don't need to be segregated. We need to come together as a community and become one flame. Yeah? We're taking too much time to have our own opinion about each individual, how they should be. But instead of just listening to each other's heart and understand about the individual spirit and what they need. You know, then people ask me, what do deaf people need? You know what I mean? I need an interpreter, but, you know, to have a conversation. But I refuse to have one-way conversation, so I teach you my side so we can communicate better. Yeah, so we can connect better. I really, really love art. And I hope that people don't really throw that away because, man, it saves lives. You know, it took me about 11 years to have a strong dance company, to be able to listen to the company, to listen to different individuals expressing themselves. Ooh, I set up the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival. Oh my goodness. It's the 7th year. I'm learning different language through sign language. Russian sign language, Spanish sign language, German sign language. I can connect with people around the world. And they bring in their dance too. Wow. You know, and bringing it here in the Bay Area makes me feel that my community here grow, they grow, and grow. That flame that brings it here, keep the passion alive, you know. So, what I wanted you guys to leave here today, with the message that I'm giving you today, is to take the time to listen to each other. Yeah? See? If you put your hand like this, this means yes. If you put your hand like this, this means no. So when I say, you understand? You can tell me yes or no. Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's found. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's found.
Do you believe in freedom? Will you join me on the picket line tomorrow, 11:45, right in between your 11:30 and 12 sessions? We've been invited. Raise your hand.
Yes.
Raise your hands. Everybody's hands, come on up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. We are incredibly want to say thank you. Thank you to GIA for supporting the picket line. And I just want to get another show of hands. Who is going to be out there tomorrow at the Marriott, right down the street, right in solidarity with workers? 11:45. All right. We as People's Kitchen Collective are always in support of the people. We are of the people. We invite you also into that. And who are we?
We are a collective. We are a group of 3 co-founders who have decided that food and art and justice so smoothly come together. And that's what we like to do every time we come and call people to the table.
And we are Sakib Kaval,
Jocelyn Jackson,
and myself, Sita Kuratomi Bhaumik. And we do what we do through community dining, through education, through exhibitions. And we, you know, I always tell folks that I just try to use whatever tools I have, and it so happened to be that I am called to art, and that I see opportunities in food. And so it's my responsibility and our responsibility to use whatever it is that we have, right, to address the social justice issues of our time.
And that includes sourcing from our history. There's an incredible legacy that we are inspired by, which is the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Who knows the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense? Exactly right. The legacy of the free breakfast program and all of the people survival programs inform what we do today so that we can have a future that we are proud of, and that really is informed by our ancestors.
And part of what the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense believed, well, first of all power to the people, and also they enacted this through radical hospitality. If you look at the documents from the BPP, the first thing that appears for the free breakfast program, that is the reason that children across the country today are able to have a free meal in public schools, the first thing on there is crossing guard. To help children safely cross the street to get to the breakfast. That is radical hospitality. That is thinking beyond the things on our plates, to thinking about an ecosystem of safety, justice, community support.
And thank you so much to the Kenneth Rainin Foundation and their Open Spaces program. We received a grant that allowed us to create a project called From the Farm to the Kitchen to the Table to the Streets. You'll notice that there is something familiar in that. Farm, kitchen, table, streets. Usually we just do the farm to table part, right? That's what's on trend. We are going to be in that place of revisibilizing the places where brown and black folks reside in that dynamic, because it is high time for the work and labor of all of us to be recognized in this pursuit of being together at this table.
We started out, it was a meal series over the course of the year, all based in Oakland at 28th and Magnolia, at a location that also is being forcibly moved from their current location at Alendo Museum. We started at the farm to think about where we grow home, how seeds, right, are this just time capsule of possibility, but how it has also been a place of oppression. It has been plantation. We live with all of those realities simultaneously in every way that we walk down the street, and we want to presence those, all of that discomfort, all of that inconvenience in every single meal that we do. So we went from the farm to the kitchen, where we asked people to think back to when they were children. What was it that your caretakers, your parents, your elders gave you to help you heal? We came up on the street corner, again at 28th Magnolia. And in Table, we invited people earlier this year to come together around the anniversary for the Day of Remembrance for the signing of Executive Order 9066 that incarcerated over 120,000 Japanese Americans, also coincided with President's Day this year. So this meal was held in solidarity with groups who are at that intersection: Arab Resource Organizing Center, Nikkei Resistors, and the Asian Law Caucus. And that meal fed us into the streets. If you can play the video.
I'm so grateful you've come to our table. This table is your home and your family for these couple of hours.
Especially because we're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of pop-ups and meal series on a farm or on a beach or whatever. The difference in what we do, we're black and brown people at a table together in a black and brown neighborhood, claiming space, and that's political. At the same time, we want it to feel like you're at your family's table.
We fuse food and art and justice together in honor of the legacy of our ancestors.
My grandmother cuts onions with a steak knife. Like a really dull steak knife. We're trying to tap into this generational survival of our peoples.
When you were a child, what was it that your parents, caretakers, or elders gave you to help you heal?
And we work with dozens of collaborators. Poets, musicians, community organizers, cooks.
The people! Thank you very much.
This year, we've been working in West Oakland on a 4-part meal series, all with the goal of inspiring action in the world.
What we say is we are from the farm to the kitchen, to the table, to the streets. Because for us, every meal does not end at the table. It should carry us out into the streets to feed our resistance. White supremacy, land theft,
between communities of color. There's so much connection to a history of oppression in a system that has something to gain by keeping us apart.
The table provides us this opportunity where we can have our cultures and hold space together.
These are...
Thank you. So hopefully you got that overview. If you want to check out this video, it lives at KQED as well. But we shut down a city block. And we invited 500 folks, over 100 volunteers. How many volunteers?
142.
142 volunteers, plus food out to the encampments. It was a day that really tried to presence folks that even could not be present at the table, including prisoners from San Quentin Prison.
And as I said before, there's something very crucial about centering the lived experience of brown and black folks. And this was an opportunity with 500 seats at this table to really engage the community organizations, the neighbors, the volunteers with that purpose in mind. We wanted to bring the folks to the table that often don't have access or are not welcomed. And it was an incredible expression of what it is when outreach is done with that as the primary focus.
So we, as People's Kitchen Collective, we hope to inspire collective action, and we also do this with the community at its center. And part of the way that we approach all of our work is to think about what is community-centered safety? What does health and wholeness look like? And it does not mean for us to call the police. We had an entire program in place internally within our production team to think about all of the ways, just as the BPP did back in the day, to think about what are the ways that you can be accountable to the people in your community.
And I really want to give an incredible honoring to the fact that we have this experience of shared liberation that we're a part of. And the impact of this event was to enact an opportunity for people to feel that, to live that, to feel like there is actually a possibility that given this space that we co-create together to celebrate and acknowledge the struggles that we share, that our shared and collective liberation is not as far off as we think.
So we invite you to come to our table. One of the amazing moments of our meal was, just as you saw at the beginning of the presentation, a table set by the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Karen Senaferu of the Black Woman is God posted this image of her on the left eating at the BPP's table and then at our meal on 28th and Magnolia, the intersection where Bobby Hutton was shot and killed 50 years ago by police. So at that intersection, that historic intersection where little Bobby Hutton was murdered. We invite you to join us at our next events. We have an exhibition up at SF State University and also at Comidas Medicina Galeria de la Raza. They are also, it will be their last exhibition in the space. They have been priced out. So we invite you again, please come and join us as a community show of support. We are.
And to put a finer point on that, it is by supporting and funding artists of color that the real truth-telling and reconciliation can happen. We are pouring our hearts into the possibility of creating a future of collective liberation. Thank you so much.
Mike, oh, thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is Ellen Sebastian Chang.
And this is Amara Tabor-Smith.
We don't have much time, as you know, so, and we're gonna need your participation in this next thing. Is that all right?
Please take out your phones.
Take out your cell phones.
And set them to your timers, please.
Okay.
Everyone, please.
But don't turn the timer on. Wait for further instructions. Welcome to Oakland, everybody. All right, so we're gonna set these, so this is a section where this poll is from over there. You are section 1.
You're not gonna stay up
section 2 is down the middle, self-identify, section 2. Section 3 is up until these poles right here, and section 4, you are on the other side of the poles.
Yeah.
All right, section 1, you're gonna set your timer to 3 minutes. Don't press go yet, just set it for 3 minutes. Section 2, you're gonna set your timer to 4 minutes. Section 3, you're gonna set your timer to 6 minutes. And section 4, you're gonna set your timer to 8 minutes. Is that clear, everybody? Great, everybody got a cell phone. Okay.
Everybody's ready?
All right, get ready and go.
Start.
Okay, so we're in uncertain times, are we not? Feeling a little uncertain, a little unsteady? So I'm going to offer you an opportunity to have a little bit of a divination, get some, you know, at least temporary answers, maybe some long-term answers, depends on, you know, how it goes. But anybody who wants to partake in divination, I've got my...
Anyone have a reading by...
Raise your hand.
Okay, we've got
here's
someone
one right
here.
here. I'm going to come to you because you're closest to me. Would you stand up? Can you stand up, please? Thank you. What's your name? Delana. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath, put your hand in my bag, and you're going to pull something out when you're ready.
All right.
Yeah, I want to see it. Okay, so have you been feeling a little bit under like attack in a kind of way, or just like feeling like some like negative energy coming your way? Okay, so just want you to know you have a spirit energy that's got your back. You just have to hold steady, hold your ground, do not give in, do not give up. Because you're super protected. And next time you find yourself on a train, just say thank you to that spirit, because that spirit deals with trains and motion and locomotion. So you got this. Thank you. Someone else.
Right here, Amara.
Where?
Right here.
Okay.
Someone raise their hand right here.
Right here?
Stand up. Yes.
Stand up.
Stand
Okay.
up.
All right. All right. And this is Mariana. Okay. When you're ready, put your hand in the bag, take a deep breath, and pick something. Okay, so you're going to keep this. And you haven't been going to the beach and visiting your mama enough. It's time. You know exactly what I mean, right?
Yes.
All right.
Who's
Next. Thank you.
Raise your hand. Stand up.
Come on. Oh, stand up. Thank you. Stick your hand in the bag. Okay. So you have like generous blessings of some economic shift coming your way. The responsibility with that is that you've got to figure out quickly how you are going to bring others with you, or it will not stick around. So in the meantime, you're going to take this dollar and you're going to put it on any space that you have set for, like if you have an altar for someone who was inspiration for you, and if you don't, create one, create a little space, put that dollar for them. I'm sorry, we're out of time.
We're out of time.
It's time to move on. Okay, thank you.
I want you all to close your eyes. Close your eyes right now. And as you sit in your own darkness, this is your darkness, I want you to conjure the memory of a song that allowed you to feel happy or that allowed you to weep. That is the power of music. And when you know that song, stand up, be courageous, and say the name of that song to the room. Hammer time!
Yes. Thank you.
And we're at time. If you have a lantern on your table, turn it on now. A lantern. If there's a lantern on your table, turn it on now. I'm going to share with you something very personal and private. This is a card from my grandmother. This is a card from my grandmother that I want to share with you, who died 22 years ago of lung cancer. Viceroys were her cigarette of choice. She died in an unfinished cinder block house with a dirt basement. In her bathroom, I found 2 small drawers with dried Avon lipstick samples, a black Bible, and in her kitchen cabinet, this is where I wept, because it was filled with empty containers of, I can't believe it's not butter. So here's what the card said. Dear baby, I'm having Pearl write this as my old hands are shaky from this chemotherapy. I know you're coming home soon to be with Mama, but in case you don't make it and God calls me home, I want to send you a little something with this card, a little spending money. You're wearing the big hat now, and now you have to tell Mama what to do. I'm proud of you that you asked those doctors not to cut off my titties, because I want to leave this world with my titties intact. That's my mama, and she said, smile. That's time. Can we have the lights out, please? Can you fade out the lights? All the lights.
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 All the lights. All the lights. As much as you can.
And if you have a lantern, pass the lantern around. And if you have a mirror on your table, hold the mirror up to your face and reflect.
And then pass it along.
Know is inside of you. And then pass the mirror to the next person. And I want you to reflect on what is inside of you. Because one thing my mama always said to me, she said, you know, I can't see what you're doing, but God sees everything you're doing. God sees everything. And as an adult, I came to understand that truth to mean God is what I know I'm really doing inside.
Keep passing the
what
light.
I'm really doing inside.
Keep passing the light.
And only you know what's in your heart.
Keep passing the light.
Only you know the truth in you.
See yourself.
See yourself. Pass the light so that other people can see you. But mostly, see yourself. And let's sit in silence as you see yourselves. And just like that, we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Just like that, we're out of time. And
thank you for your time.
That, we're out of time.
Thank you for your time.
We're out of time. Thank you for your time.
And if there's nothing else that you leave with today, ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you here? And before you leave the table, there's an envelope. If it is facing you, take it with you. Do not abandon it. Take it with you. If you have an envelope on the table that says for you, and it's facing you, take it. And you can open it at any point that you choose. Do not abandon it.
Do not abandon what's for you. Thank you.
Thank you.